All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Bossman Spencer, aka Isaiah from Ascent Sports, and welcome to the first episode of the Steelers season recap. This is the 2023 season, so this is the second season that I'm doing this. But yeah, this was the first game of the 2022-2023 season, and it was a wild one. If you were watching, it was a wild one. I'm not gonna lie, due to the result of the game. I'm a bit less animated than I was about to be, but I'm still planning to go in about some things. But what a wild game! What a wild finish! I'm glad we came away with the W overall. But man, oh man, was it a tale of two sides of the football? Because this offense, dude, and you know what? No, I'm not gonna mention the offense first. First, I'm gonna bring up the defense. Outstanding. Not gonna lie, that was one of the best defensive performances I think I've seen, and I'm a Steelers fan. We haven't had the best defense, in recent memory, but our defense, we have legendary defenses, and that was quite the performance. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it. I thought our defense was gonna be. Of course, I thought it was gonna be better than last year, because we have playmakers like TJ and Minka and Cam Hayward. We have playmakers everywhere, but we were last in the run last year. Mixon, I think Mixon had a decent game, but it was more like our secondary. We were locking down on Jamar Chase. Obviously Higgins and Boyd, I think, both went out with injury. But I mean, you see the stats. We had six, or wait, how many interceptions do we have? Do we have six? No. Okay, so we had four interceptions, but then I think seven or six turnovers overall. But we had four interceptions, two fumbles. I mean, the defense was just playing lights out up until the fourth quarter, up until the last touchdown the Bengals scored. We held them to 14 points for the whole game. There's not, as a defense, I don't think you can play much better than that, especially with a team as good as the Bengals. Obviously, they just went to the Super Bowl last year. They've beaten us the past three games. They've had our number. And our defense comes out and it just plays absolutely phenomenal. I can't even the last touchdown, it was just amazing plays. Of course the Bengals were gonna get one. This is the Bengals. This is a good team. Of course they were gonna eventually score, but our defense, man. And you know what? I'll just to stay on the defense. As you can see on the W game, I put the whole defense, but specifically, I wanted to point out Devin Bush and Alex Highsmith. Devin Bush. To take Devin Bush, he has been kind of under a microscope the past two seasons, or is it? Yeah, okay. So the past one season following into this year, because 2 seasons ago he tore his ACL, and then obviously last season he did not have a good season at all, and that was a big part of the reason why we were last in the run department. Not the only reason, but it was definitely a big portion of it. But he played a really good game. There was one play specifically where he was lined up with Samaje Perine, which, Samaje Perine, he's a backup running back. He is a running back, not a receiver. But Devin Bush was able to play some pretty good coverage on him. I remember that play specifically. But the big thing is you didn't see him on the replays, just getting absolutely torched by running backs, because that's or not running backs, but running backs and receivers, just in general. That's what we were used to seeing last year. We were used to seeing him getting blocked and missing a tackle. This game, I didn't really see much of it. Maybe there was just too many highlights, to point out what Devin Bush did wrong. But I didn't see it, so I'm counting that as a W. He could use a W. The Steelers media has been harsh on him for the past a while now. Even I'm not saying I'm out on Bush, but I kind of feel like the writing's on the wall. But he's still on the team now. We're still rocking with him. He had a good game, so shout out to Devin Bush. Hopefully he continues it for the rest of the season, and we re-sign him and all is well, because I love me some Devin Bush. Pause. And then next, Alex Highsmith. I don't know what the hell happened in the offseason, but Alex Highsmith was looking really, really, really good. He had 3 sacks. He had 3 sacks in one game. I'm pretty sure it was all in one half. Just absolutely flying off the edge opposite of TJ. If he can continue, I think he went down with an injury, but if he can continue that throughout the season, that would be tremendous. That would be perfect. So yeah, shout out to Alex Smith. I wanted to put him, or Alex Highsmith. I wanted to point him out specifically. I also could have put I also could have put Cameron Sutton on here. He did a great job with Jamar Chase. I also could have put T.J. Watt and Cameron Hayward, but I mean those are kind of a given. But to the Cameron Sutton point and Ahkello Witherspoon point, corners played really well. I was thinking that we were looking a little thin in the cornerback department. Maybe, it was just one game, so maybe that will come back to reign true. I still think we could use, another corner, especially one that's going to put himself like, like a number one true corner. You know what I'm saying? No offense once again to Cameron Sutton and Ahkello Witherspoon, because you guys played fucking fantastic. And if you keep doing this, I won't say that. But when you have Jamar Chase in the division, you see how good the guy is. Like, more corners the better, in my opinion. So, maybe we'll see how that turns out eventually in the season. But once again, fantastic game out of them. Miles Jack seemed like he played good. Defensive wise, special teams, Minka. Let me get Minka his own little section. Minka, interception, pick six, 7 of our 23 points, by the way. I think it was like the first drive of the game for the Bengals. Pick six, beautiful. Blocked field goal, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and especially because he got that penalty to set the Bengals up on the goal line or close to the goal line. He got that penalty, all was looking wrong, and then he comes back with the blocked kick. So shout out to Minka. And speaking of coming back, let me hit on this point now. Chris Boswell missed the first 55-yarder. I'm not gonna lie, that shit hurt. It hurt to watch because the doing off the uprights, it was bad. It sounded like a gong. It was bad. Like it was like I had headphones on when I heard it. It was bad. I think it was Jim Nance on the commentary. It was one of them on the commentary, and he was like, "Oh, he missed it!" Like it was Madden. He's the same guy in Madden, I think. I don't know, but man, it was tough to watch. But then Boswell, because Boswell is like my favorite player. So like this it really feels good for me, especially when there's a kicker in the division. Well, there's Justin Tucker. Who's Justin Tucker? He's in a league of his own. But then there's Evan McPherson, the new guy, who definitely was, he's a great kicker too and was making waves. But I don't know. I thought he was getting a lot of hype and a lot of coverage for a kicker who wasn't Justin Tucker, when I feel like Boswell should have gotten that cover. He should get that. If we're going to be talking about kickers, I feel like Boswell can be talked about more if Evan McPherson can be talked about more. But whatever. We saw what happened. Boswell, he missed the first kick, but then he comes back and wins the game with a 53-yarder. So only two yards closer. Because I think they said Boswell is like 17 for 20 something on 50-yarders. Obviously now that, it changes because he missed one and made one. But I don't know. I feel like Boswell, like people don't really look at him as like a long ball kicker. And maybe that's because of, he has missed like 4 or 5 50-yarders. But I would like to see more Boswell opportunities from deep, because we're seeing all these kickers get to win their games from like even in the 60s. Like I'm down to do that. That's maybe just me being biased because I love Boswell. But like I would rather see that more personally than a Hail Mary. If you don't have Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, I don't want to see your Hail Mary, honestly. And I'm sure like Brady's done it before or something, or like Drew Brees. But I'm just saying, I feel like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, they both have like the Hail Mary thing on lock. And if you're not them, like, I don't know, these kickers are good. That's all I'm saying. Let the kickers kick. But shout out to Boswell. He won the game for us. Deontay Johnson, I also have him as a winner. I should have put Freiermuth on here. I wanted to put Freiermuth. I'm looking at it now and I forgot. But Freiermuth was a winner as well. And then I also think Jaylen Warren on the offense was a winner. I think he's looked good since the preseason. Obviously, Najee, he went out with an injury, which, by the way, I didn't put him on the L game. But like I feel like him mixed with the offensive line wasn't a good game. But I mean, that's been the story this whole time is our offensive line and Najee not really getting the best production. But I feel like Jaylen Warren gives us a good like burst of speed when he comes in. He runs the ball hard. I'm giving him and he didn't fumble. That's all we can ask from backup running backs, right? Don't fumble the ball. That's it. He didn't do that. So W game from him. All right, now that I got the W's out of the way, shout out to them. Shout out to Deontay, Boswell, Warren, Muth. Zach Gentry had a nice play. Shout out to Zach Gentry. Chase Claypool, he had some reverse sweeps. But other than that, this offense is fucking horrible. Again, for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 100th, millionth. Again, they're bad again. Listen, we have 6 turnovers in this game, and it went down to the wire. 6 turnovers and 7 sacks. and the game went down to the wire. We won it because honestly, I don't like playing this game, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. But if the Bengals have a decent holder, because they had their backup holder in, had the laces in, and then that's a big reason for missed kicks. People don't talk about it, but it's whatever. Who gives a shit about kickers, right? So they have they have their backup long snapper center in, right? If they don't have him in, the Bengals probably win that game. That's the point I'm trying to make. And in a game where we have hella turnovers, like more than the average. Like normally, you expect 1, 2, maybe even 3. If you get 3, you're in one game, you're a great defense. Great defenses do that shit. The Cowboys, they're the only exception to that, because the Cowboys be getting hella turnovers and they're not really the best defense. Bang, just random shot at the Cowboys. But anyway, yeah, when you have a game like that, when you have so many turnovers and you have so many sacks, like there should be no way that the game is that close. The offense has to capitalize in these positions. But I feel like that's, we've been saying this. I've been saying this at least for the past 3 years. I don't know. Maybe they probably won't. Matt Canada, I have him listed in like 4 different ways on the L game, because Matt Canada, listen, we tried this with Ben. Ben was old. We gave you that. This is Ben Roethlisberger, Steelers' best quarterback ever, in my opinion. Steelers legend, 7. His number's going to get retired, 2 championships. Did it all for Pittsburgh, right? Great, amazing guy. We were even willing to give that to you, Matt, that he was old. Ben was a little old. His knees a little rickety, He looked like a fucking pyramid. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we gave you that. And Matt, that's Big Ben. That's, our guy. And we were even willing to do that for you. Now you got Mitch. And Mitch isn't the best. And we'll talk about Mitch in a second. Mitch isn't the best. But bro, we can't let this happen. One touchdown. One touchdown, right? Rest field goals. One offensive touchdown. Can't happen. Cannot happen. Especially in a game like this. Overall, think about no context. An NFL team played and they scored 1 touchdown. What do you think? They lost. That can't happen. Can't happen at all. Matt Canada, I'm already ready to go. I'm already ready for Matt Canada to go. But we're holding out because he still is a part of the team. We need him to be good for us to be good. So I'm not gonna completely bury him. But if you need any motivation, Isaiah from Ascent Sports with 50 something subscribers thinks you should go. Turn that into something, because listen, this play calling is bad and I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. To Mitchell Trubisky, I'm not gonna lie. Before you got here, I said you were mid. I said you were worse than mid. Played in the preseason, you were showing some signs. You looked all right. I don't know how to feel about you right now, because there's a quarterback on your bench that I'm a really big fan of. So if he can play now, if we're gonna score 1 offensive touchdown a game, what's the reason for not putting Kenny in? What's the reason? If we're only gonna score 1 offensive touchdown in the game, are you sitting here and telling me that Kenny Pickett can't do that? That he can't do that and get that year experience? Are you telling me he can't do that? If that's what you're telling me, then cool. If Mitch is that, or if Kenny's that bad and he can't do more than that, cool. Let's ride it out. Let's ride it out with Mitch. But I don't think that's the case. I have faith in Kenny Pickett. I don't think that's the case. And so next game at New England, and this is Bill Belichick. I think they just got smacked by the Dolphins, so maybe they'll be coming out with something to prove. But next game, I'm going to have to see something. Otherwise, it's over. Otherwise, it's done. It's done. But once again, we knew this. We knew that this was going to be kind of a slow year. Or not offensively at least, but just overall, I think, especially with having Mitch, it's just going to be kind of weird. We're probably going to find, a bunch of games like these where we sneak away with a W, or we kind of lose it at the end, because once again, we were very close to losing this game, as close as you can be to losing this game, and we really shouldn't have. It really shouldn't have happened. So yeah. For now, I guess we'll keep riding with Mitch, but he didn't exactly blow me away. There was a lot of bad throws thrown behind receivers, and receivers making incredible plays on the ball. There was one where Chase Claypool, he there was one where Chase, he had a one-handed catch, sliding kind of by the goal line. That was a great play by Chase. And then there was another one where Mitch threw it behind him, and I think Chase dropped it. So Mitch, we're gonna need more. That's it. We're gonna need more from you, Mitch. That's really it. And I'll tie you in with Matt Canada. You know, I'll even give you the Matt Canada. Like we gave Matt Canada Big Ben excuse. I'm gonna give you the Matt Canada excuse, Mitch, because this is now 2 quarterbacks. I think even if we even was he there for Mason and Duck that year? I don't know, but if he was there for this has been a while with this guy Matt Canada. So we're gonna need to score more points any way possible. If it's doing this stupid jet reverse sweep trickery ass plays, like if that's what it takes, we need to do it more. But whatever it takes, score more than 1 offensive touchdown, because once again, 6 turnovers, 7 sacks, and it came down to a game-winning kick in overtime. Can't happen again. Absolutely can't happen again. What else? Oh, and then the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on that might make all of this just like irrelevant is the TJ Watt injury. As of now, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to be or like what even the injury is. I know it's a pec injury because that's what they said, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to be. If he's gone, let's say for the season, then we're fucked. If he's gone for half the season, we're fucked. If he's gone for bare minimum that we can lose him and make the playoffs, I think is like 4 to 6 games. But if we don't have TJ, we know about TJ Watt, and this isn't to just kill the Steelers and Mike Tomlin and the 6 rings and the steel workers and the steel curtain. I'm not trying to shit on them, but TJ Watt is very, very good, very, very good. And if we don't have him, that makes our defense a whole lot of worse. If we don't have TJ Watt, our defense becomes much worse. TJ, like that's just what it is. So if TJ's out for a long extended amount of time, then that's an L. And this, like I said, it might not even really matter. But if he's not, we're 1-0. We're 1-0. That's it. We finally got it on the Bengals. You guys stink. Joe Burrow overrated. No, I'm just kidding. But definitely a bad game from you guys. But you do that. You had a great run. You had a great run celebrating making the Super Bowl and not winning it. You had a great run. You had a great time with that. But now I think things are back to normal. Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin under the helm. We just find a way to win games, just like we find a way to lose games. Today was a game we found out how to win. Next week against New England, our first home game at Acrisure Stadium, a.k.a. Heinz Field. I'm hoping for a dub. We'll see what happens with TJ Watt's injury. We'll see what happens with the team. Hopefully, like I said, the offense plays better. Defense, if you can do that same thing again, we might go to the Super Bowl. All that to say, if the defense can keep doing that, we're getting our 7th championship. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out. Make sure you subscribe. Be sure to check out our game predictions. We predict all of the week slates of games. I'll probably link that on the screen now, or it'll be in the description. But yeah, peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. Go Steelers. 1-0.